All right, so our group is Tesla Tailoring. I'm William, the project manager.
I'm Nam, the presentations person.
Xin Chen, time and the notes.
I'm Nick, I researched.
So this week, we are trying to have a Nigerian tailoring business owner. So we found out that he has some problem with, like, he doesn't have any financial plan, and his customer bring him the fabric, so we can get him the cheaper fabric by working with some other fabric business owner. Also, we want to improve his sewing and the training system because, however, he has 5 full-time employees and 15 apprentices, but he can only produce 20 dresses a month.
So the first issue we're going to address is a financial plan, and he really doesn't have a financial plan. So we want to develop something that helps him keep track of his daily and weekly expenses, and from there he can plan on the future, and it'll make his finances easier to track and everything. So our idea was just a very simple spreadsheet because we felt like it'd be simple and easy for him to learn, easy for him to teach to others. And every day we want him to track his costs and his profit and then total that up. And at the end of the week, we want him to add his total profit up that week, and we want him to take 10% of that, put it into a bank that he has near him, we already talked about, where he will save that money to expand his business later, and the other 90% can go to his family or his business the immediate things they need to do.
The next issue we want to address is the access to fabric on site. So to address this issue, we're going to have Elizabeth John of KT Textiles deliver fabrics to him from Bauchi. And these fabrics will be either cheaper or more expensive depending on the quality and the types of fabrics he chooses. We also want to keep a smaller selection of fabrics, the most popular selections, in store, and because most people want to bring their own fabrics, so we want to keep that option open. We also want his tailoring business to partner with the fabric vendor. So when someone buys fabric from the vendor can recommend the tailoring business, and then when someone buys a dress from him, he can recommend the fabric vendor.
Another issue faced is that most of his employees are minimally trained. So he does most of the work while they only do the small stuff. So first, we believe that he should teach everyone how to use a sewing machine, because that's a basic skill that people in tailoring shops should need. And then he should train one person that can do everything that he does, and then that person can go to each individual employee and teach them specific skills that fit what they can do. That will speed up the dressmaking process and make it more efficient.
All right, and so to bring everything together, our goals are setting up a long-term financial plan, giving him access to fabric so people don't have to bring their own, but they'll still have options to, and it will lower the price of fabric and the dresses. And we want him to implement a sewing process, like kind of an assembly line process, to make everything go smoother. And it's a lot easier to train one person in one skill than everybody in a bunch of different skills. And we feel like these solutions are easy to implement, and they're quick solutions he can implement now that will help his business get off the ground and give him a jump start. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay. First thing first, the idea of connection by connecting or relating the business, the tailor business and the vendor who sell fabrics is actually a brilliant idea, because it's a kind of like, and the way you're saying it is as if the vendor and your business partner are actually going to consider each other by marketing each other's business. Yeah, definitely. If, for instance, now what I know, what usually happens is that even though people used to buy their fabrics and take it to the tailor, Abdulhadi can actually recommend the fabric man or the person that sells the fabrics, and then anytime maybe somebody wants to buy fabrics or whatsoever, then Abdulhadi can also maybe get a customer from him. But what I want you to still look at and maybe expand that idea is that, okay, how can I just maybe come and work into your shop and I'm buying fabrics, then you say, hey, I have a good tailor. How am I going to do that? I have a tailor too, so why are you telling me you have another tailor? So the point there is, maybe you can still talk with Abdulhadi to talk about some strategy on how you're going to do about that. So possibly maybe by making him to maybe like have some cloth to display, or maybe the person that sells the fabric will now take maybe some few cloths for Abdulhadi to sew and maybe display in that particular place, so that people when they see, they say, hey, where did you do that? Who is your tailor? So you say, hey, yeah, I have a professional tailor. So that will actually go a long way. And likewise, Abdulhadi will also have some samples of fabrics in his shop, so that when people come, they will say, okay, hey, how can I get this material? Then he will say, yeah, I have something. So, but the connection of the two is actually the first step that which you guys discovered, and it's really a brilliant idea and a very good one. So I love it, and I know definitely Abdulhadi is going to love it. Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so I can tell that you did your research and the fact that you were able to find KT Textiles and come up with the idea to have them deliver the fabrics. Partnering and finding a vendor that would be willing to set up somewhat of a partnership with the business owner was also a good idea. And then in addition to that, I think further training of employees. I think that entire plan overall I think that's brilliant.
So yeah, you guys had your stuff together. Very, very impressive. Like, now everyone think about it. This group came in here and they decided they were going to connect two businesses, a continent away in a smaller part of northern Nigeria. Did you guys ever think you'd be doing that on Monday?
No.
No, it's impressive as hell. Like, nice job, like, just coming up with the ideas, looking for ways to connect the businesses. I'm upset that I didn't think of it. I'm a little jealous of you guys. So you had your stuff together, you're telling him what he needs to do, the financial money plan that has to happen, but getting the local vendors, pulling the ideas down to the ground so he can like understand them and want to implement them, all fabulous, just great work. Everyone give him a round of applause.
The Global Young Innovators Initiative. Transform the world. www.icantransformtheworld.org